So how can we see if it is that's broke or not?
Take one off the back door and put it on the front.
Bugatti didn't think that we were going to be able to separate this car in half.
Can't do that in a garage. There's just a few places in the world with the right equipment to be able to do that.
And put it back together.
Mark McCann just wrote a £900,000 check for a Bugatti that won't move in reverse gear. 3 years off the road. A gearbox so destroyed that Bugatti quoted £300,000 just to replace it, more than most people spend on a house. But here's what nobody expected. Mark's first call wasn't to Bugatti. It wasn't to an authorized service center. It wasn't to any certified technician in the world.It was to Matt Armstrong, the same self-taught builder. Bugatti's own CEO made a public video warning against, and Matt picked up. What happened next didn't just save a broken Bugatti. It exposed something Bugatti has been desperately trying to hide. Stay with us. What we reveal next changes everything. Car worth £1.6 million nobody wanted. Before we get to the phone call, before we get to Matt Armstrong, before any of the chaos that followed, you need to understand exactly what kind of car Mark McCann just bought. This is not a regular Bugatti Veyron. There is no such thing as a regular Veyron. But even by that standard,
I have been scammed. But how they did it? Well, it was pretty clever.
Since buying a Bugatti Veyron, we have been on a mission to fix its broken gearbox.
the car Mark purchased is in a class of its own. It is a Bugatti Veyron Mansory Vincero. Mansory is a German customization company that takes already expensive cars and rebuilds them into something completely different. When they got this particular Veyron, they did not just add a few cosmetic upgrades. They stripped the car and rebuilt it in ways that cannot be copied or reproduced. The original owner, a member of Middle Eastern royalty, paid 300,000 euros on top of the base Veyron price, just for the customization work alone. That means before the engine starts, before a wheel turns, the personalization cost more than 3 luxury sports cars combined. Full exposed carbon fiber across the entire exterior, polished metal wheel arches, an interior so specific to one person's taste that it exists nowhere else on the planet. This car is not one of a limited production run. It is the only one, ever. When this car is running properly, it is worth at least £1.6 million. Mark McCann paid £900,000 for it. Broken. On paper, even at Bugatti's official repair price, the numbers work. Spend £300,000 on the gearbox, add it to the £900,000 purchase, and you have £1.2 million invested in a car worth £1.6 million. A £400,000 margin. But Mark already knew something most Bugatti buyers do not. He knew there was another way, a way that does not involve paying Bugatti's prices or walking through their official front door. That is why his first call was not to a dealership. It was to a YouTube channel. Bugatti's £300,000 answer to everything. To understand why one broken gearbox can paralyze a £1.6 million car, you need to understand something about how Bugatti operates. Not how they build cars, but how they control them after they are sold. Bugatti's service network is one of the most restricted in the automotive world.
Automobili and Volkswagen's supercar brand Bugatti. A magazine has quoted Porsche CEO as saying both are a good technological fit for each other.
Globally, there are only a handful of authorized service centers that can legally work on these cars. Every repair must use official Bugatti parts. Those parts can only be ordered through official channels. The labor must be completed by technicians specifically trained and certified by the factory in Molsheim, France. This structure exists for a stated reason: quality control. Bugattis are complex beyond what most workshops can handle. The Veyron's gearbox alone involves technology that was considered cutting-edge at launch, and the tolerances involved are extremely tight. Bugatti will tell you that only factory-trained hands should touch these systems. What they will not tell you, at least not up front, is what that exclusivity actually costs when something goes wrong. Mark's Veyron has a completely failed gearbox. Not damaged, not degraded, completely failed. Forward gears are unreliable. Reverse is gone entirely. The car sat for 3 years because whoever owned it before got Bugatti's official repair quote and apparently decided that parking the car permanently was preferable to paying it. Bugatti's official quote to fix the gearbox, £300,000 for one component. In a car that already costs nearly £1 million to buy broken, that number deserves a moment. £300,000. In the UK, that is the price of an average family home in many cities. It is the cost of 3 new Porsche 911s. It is what many families earn over a full decade of working full-time jobs, and Bugatti wants it for a gearbox replacement. This is not unusual for Bugatti repairs. The W16 engine in the Veyron requires the entire rear of the car to be removed for basic service. Routine maintenance, oil changes, tire sets, brake work, runs into tens of thousands of pounds at official centers. Major mechanical failures are not repair bills. They are financial events. The previous owner looked at £300,000 and made a decision. Not to pay it, not to fight it, but to quietly let the car sit until someone else became its problem. 3 years later, that someone was Mark McCann, and Mark had a completely different plan. The phone call that changed everything. Mark McCann did not buy this Veyron on impulse. He bought it knowing the gearbox was destroyed.
I bought the cheapest Bugatti Veyron in the world, but there's one big problem with it. It's not the fact that it's in 2 pieces.
He bought it knowing Bugatti wanted £300,000 to fix it. He bought it knowing the car had not run in 3 years that he bought it because he already had a plan. And the first step of that plan was a video call, not to Bugatti headquarters, not to an authorized service center in London or Paris, not to a specialist with decades of official training certificates on the wall. He called Matt Armstrong. For anyone who does not know Matt Armstrong, he is a self-taught car builder from the United States who documents his rebuilds of severely damaged exotic and hypercar vehicles on YouTube. He has no official Bugatti certification. He has never worked inside an authorized Bugatti facility by the standards Bugatti uses to define legitimate service. Matt Armstrong does not appear on any approved list. What Matt does have is something that turned out to be more valuable than any certification. At the exact moment Mark called him, Matt was in the middle of rebuilding a crashed Bugatti Chiron Per Sport in Miami, one of the rarest and most expensive cars on earth, for a client known as FXG. He was doing this with no support from Bugatti, no official parts, no factory guidance, and against Bugatti's very vocal and very public opposition. Bugatti's response to Matt's Chiron rebuild was not quiet disapproval. The company's CEO made a video, a formal, public-facing statement addressed to the broader automotive world, explaining why independent Bugatti repairs are dangerous and should not happen. A billion-dollar luxury brand used its official communications channel to address a YouTuber in a workshop. When Bugatti CEO makes a video about you specifically, you have already become something the company cannot ignore. That is the man Mark called after buying a £900,000 broken Veyron. The video call was filmed and shared publicly. Mark walked Matt through the car, the damage, the history, the previous owner's situation, the Bugatti quote. And then he said something that crystallized exactly why Bugatti is watching all of this with growing dread. You're the man to get Bugatti parts as well, aren't you? You've got inside connections. Matt's answer came slowly, with the weight of someone who knows exactly what he is saying and exactly who is listening. Oh yeah, they love me. Everyone watching understood what that meant. Bugatti does not love Matt Armstrong. They have done the opposite of loving him in the most public way available. But Matt has contacts. He has suppliers. He has relationships with specialists who operate entirely outside Bugatti's official network and are willing to provide what the official network refuses to offer at a price the official network refuses to match. Mark McCann, a serious collector making a serious financial decision on one of the rarest Veyrons ever built, trusted that more than he trusted Bugatti's price list. That single decision is the clearest sign yet of what Bugatti is actually losing. The real numbers behind the repair. During that video call, Matt Armstrong did something Bugatti has spent years trying to prevent.
So far on the Bugatti, the only thing that we've actually needed to repair is the gearbox bracket.
He told the truth about what the repair actually costs when you go around the official system instead of through it. Bugatti's quote, £300,000. That is their number, full stop. There is no alternative quote from them. No payment plan, no cheaper version. You pay it or the gearbox stays broken. Matt's knowledge built through the Chiron rebuild and years of working in this space told a different story. A very specific independent specialist named Fernson, a German expert with deep hands-on knowledge of Bugatti drivetrains, can rebuild that Veyron gearbox for approximately £150,000, not replace it with a new unit at full factory price. Rebuild the existing unit. Disassemble, repair, replace the failed components, reassemble to the original specification. for half of what Bugatti charges to swap in a new one. The numbers speak without needing much help. On the independent route, Mark's total investment sits around £1.1 million for a car worth at least £1.6 million, a potential margin of £500,000. On Bugatti's official route, the same car costs £1.25 million to restore. Margin shrinks to £350,000 before any unexpected costs. But the significance of this is not just the £150,000 difference in gearbox cost. The significance is what that difference proves. Bugatti charges £300,000 because they can. Because, until recently, no one else could do the work. The price was not set based on the actual cost of labor and parts. It was set based on the fact that owners had no other option. Pay it or park the car forever. Once an independent specialist demonstrates that the same work can be done for £150,000 correctly and to a standard that actually fixes the problem, Bugatti's justification for their pricing collapses completely. They can no longer claim the price reflects complexity or quality. It reflects control. It always was control. Matt did not announce this as some kind of expose. He just told Mark what the real options were, the way any knowledgeable friend would. But the impact of that conversation, broadcast publicly to hundreds of thousands of viewers, is the kind of information that spreads and does not go back in the bottle. Network Bugatti cannot shut down. Here is what Bugatti is actually fighting and why the fight looks increasingly difficult for them to win. Matt Armstrong did not set out to build a parallel Bugatti service network. He set out to rebuild one crashed Chiron because it was an interesting and technically challenging project. But solving that project required finding people, parts, and knowledge that Bugatti's official system refuses to provide, and in finding them, Matt built something that now has a life of its own. The network around the Chiron rebuild grew piece by piece. Bob, the aluminum welder brought in for structural repairs, produces work that matches factory precision. Carbon fiber specialists working on the Chiron's bodywork deliver results visually indistinguishable from what comes off Bugatti's own production line. Part suppliers operating outside official channels provide components Bugatti insists can only come through them. Fabrication shops create custom solutions for problems where original parts are either unavailable or priced beyond reason. None of these people are Bugatti certified. All of them are delivering Bugatti quality work. That gap between certified and capable is where everything is changing. Now Mark McCann's Veyron is tapping the same network. The knowledge Matt gained from the Chiron directly informs decisions being made about the Veyron's gearbox. Fernsun exists in Matt's network. The supply contacts Matt mapped while sourcing Chiron parts are available for the Veyron rebuild. The problems Matt solved on one car become reference points for the next. Every repair that succeeds without Bugatti's help adds another piece to a structure that was never supposed to exist. This is the mechanism behind how manufacturing monopolies actually break. Not through legal action, not through government regulation, not through a competitor building a rival brand. They break through shared knowledge, one builder, one video, one successful repair at a time, until the impossible becomes common and the only option becomes just one option among many. Bugatti's entire position of power over their owners was built on information asymmetry. They knew how to repair their cars. Nobody else did. That knowledge gap meant owners had no real choice: take the official quote or lose the car. The asymmetry made the monopoly, and the monopoly set the prices. Matt Armstrong has been closing that gap on camera, in real time, for an audience of millions. Every video he posts showing how a Bugatti system works, how a part is sourced, how a specialist approaches a repair, that information leaves his workshop and enters the permanent public record. Other builders watch it and learn. Independent specialists reference it. Future owners of broken Bugattis find it and realize they have more options than they thought. Right now, 2 Bugatti rebuilds are happening simultaneously, both outside the official network, both documented publicly, both proving that independent repair is not only possible, but financially advantageous. The Chiron Per Sport in Miami, the Mansory Veyron in the UK. 2 different cars with different problems, both connected through the network Matt built and the knowledge he chose to share instead of keep private. Bugatti can refuse to sell Matt parts, and they have, and he found other sources. They can issue public warnings about safety and quality. They can make more videos. But here is what they genuinely cannot do. They cannot remove Matt's existing videos from YouTube. They cannot prevent independent specialists from developing Bugatti expertise by working on actual Bugatti cars. They cannot control a global second-hand parts market that operates entirely outside their approval. They cannot stop fabrication shops from solving problems when original components are not available. And they cannot take knowledge back from millions of people who already have it. The gate opened the moment the first video was posted. It cannot be closed from the outside. What is happening now is not just about two cars. It is about who actually owns a car after it is sold. It is about whether a manufacturer's post-sale monopoly on repairs is genuinely about safety and quality, or whether it is about protecting service revenue and maintaining control. It is about whether the people who buy these machines have the right to repair what they paid for, on their own terms, with people they choose to trust. Matt Armstrong did not frame any of this as a philosophical argument. He just fixed a Chiron. He just took a phone call about a Veyron. He just shared what he knew. But the thing about shared knowledge is that it does not stay where you leave it. It travels. It multiplies. And once enough people have it, the world that existed before it was shared is gone permanently. The hypercar world is watching. And the answer Bugatti has been giving for years, there is no other way, is becoming harder to defend with each video that proves otherwise. Two broken Bugattis, both written off by the official system. Both now in the hands of people who refuse to accept that the only answer was a check to Bugatti headquarters. The Chiron in Miami is being rebuilt piece by piece in front of millions of viewers. The Veyron Vincero, one of the rarest Veyrons ever made, now has a fighting chance because one phone call connected the right people. Bugatti is a company that builds machines that seem impossible. But impossible is exactly the kind of problem Matt Armstrong has built his entire career around solving. The real story is not finished. It is still being filmed. And the next chapter is the one Bugatti is most nervous about because it ends with the cars running and the official price tag looking like what it always was. If this changed how you see the hypercar world, drop a comment below. Whose side are you on? Hit the like button if you believe owners have the right to fix what they paid for. Subscribe. The Chiron rebuild is still happening, and we are covering every step until it crosses the finish line.